While Pakistan denies, authorities back home have found enough clues to believe that the boat sailed from Pakistan's Karachi. The rogue boat was intercepted by the Coast Guard of Porbandar coast. Multiple inputs of threat from the sea are still emerging. A frantic search for clues is now on at sea along the Porbandar coast. But Coast Guard denies other ships are being missing. However, the fishing boat with 4 people on board went up in flames and sank off the Gujarat coast in what appeared to be an attempt to evade investigation by the Indian Navy on the New Year's Eve. So far, no survivors have been found from the vessel which set sail near Karachi in Pakistan for what the government described as an illicit transaction in the Arabian Sea. Although the boat did eventually stop after warning shots were fired by the Coast Guard in an hour-long chase, the 4-man crew then hid themselves below the deck before setting the boat ablaze, which triggered a large explosion. India's vulnerability to attacks along its long coastline was exposed in 2008 after the seaborne assault by Pakistani nationals in Mumbai. Since the attack, India has upgraded coastal security, spending money on vessels, helicopters and building a coastal radar network.
एंड पूरी कोशिश है कि कुछ डिब्री हम वहाँ से कलेक्ट करें, लेकिन अभी तक हमें कुछ नहीं मिला है क्योंकि वो बहुत नष्ट हो गई। 1.5 घंटे की चेस के बाद हमें 4 आदमी उस बोट के ऊपर दिखाई दिए और थोड़ी देर के लिए उन्होंने लाइट ऑन की और वो देखने में बिल्कुल फिशरमैन नहीं थे और उन लोगों ने टी-शर्ट्स और हाफ पैंट पहना हुआ। अभी तक ऐसी कोई इंटेलिजेंस है नहीं, लेकिन जैसा कि आपको ज्ञात है कि 24/7 कोस्ट गार्ड का जहाज और एयरक्राफ्ट हमेशा सर्विलेंस के ऊपर है और सिक्योरिटी के मामले में इसमें कोई ढील नहीं है, कोई कोताही नहीं है, पर वो एरिया बिल्कुल अंडर सर्विलेंस। तो रात को 12 बजे के बाद हमारा जो जहाज था राज रतन एरिया में जाके उसको पॉजिटिवली आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया था। उसके बाद में हमने उस बोट को रोकने की कोशिश की एज पर जो SOP होते हैं, हमारे स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर होते हैं, उसके हिसाब से।
Maritime policing isn't an easy subject. India has had an historical brush with this particular subject, be it 1993, be it 2008, or be it what took place on the evening of 31st of December. However, the only difference that one can make out from this very operation is that it is emerging, even though right now we do not know the entire set of what took place on the intervening night between the 31st of December and the 1st of January. But what is emerging are optimistic, healthy signals for now. The intelligence agencies were able to get an intelligence input about the movement of this suspicious vessel, which the Defense Ministry claims was carrying explosives for an illicit transaction in the Arabian Sea. The intelligence inputs were then subsequently passed on to the agency concerned and in charge of maritime policing, the Indian Coast Guard, and after that the Indian Coast Guard, which plays the role of the constabulary on at sea, is basically tasked with checking, intercepting all these kinds of inputs and suspicious vessels. The agency itself swung into action, flew sortie after sortie of its Dornier aircraft from the Porbandar airbase to the very site where this particular vessel was making an ingress, and then roughly 10 nautical miles inside the notional international maritime boundary line is where it was challenged. Some shots were fired by the Indian Coast Guard across the bows, however they insist, after which the 4 men, they say, emerged on the deck, took an assessment of the Coast Guard's presence around them, and then went inside, locked themselves up, and according to the Defense Ministry again, they set the ship, the vessel, ablaze. After that, there's been no trace. The Coast Guard says bad weather, rough winds has been an impediment in their effort to locate and fetch the debris, which is an extremely critical part of the investigation. So that hasn't happened till now. But for now, it does seem the optimistic part of this entire operation is that there seems to be a system which is finally working. India, as I said, has had a bloody tryst with maritime policing. It seems, at least for now, that chapter perhaps can be looked back in terms of history, because this operation has given you an idea that there exists a healthy coordination between different agencies. With camera person Sajid Alam of Porbandar, Jugal Purohit reporting for Headlines Today.